Traders, holy shit. Guys, we just closed out of a massive 223 pip position on this EURUSD. Now we ended up pushing this position out to about 2,400 of our members in our Facebook group. And if you would have been following along as well, you would have seen that we've been actually wanting to short this EURUSD for about the last 6 months or so. So I just want to give you guys a quick insight. What was our team actually looking at? What was the fundamentals behind it, and how were we actually building a position into this EURUSD? So if you guys follow along, it's going to help you guys a lot to understand the whole methodology behind how to actually build a position and how to actually manage the volatility along the way. So guys, to start it off, I want to show you a quick little snippet of our Academy webinar that we had where we were discussing the EURUSD trade and also the fundamentals behind it. Check it out.
This is what I'm anticipating. So we got that move up, consolidation. And again, some of this, let's say from here, probably to here is kind of, or in between here is kind of really this kind of weak leg. I mean, not really much consolidation. So I think once we start to push lower, once we get past here, we're going to clear out this leg fairly easy, come back down into here around this 1120. And again, this could possibly be a little longer term scenario. And to try to, that's why I didn't really put an initial take profit on it. I want to just, I think there's a little bit more downside. So obviously, we can be a little more.
So if you guys are following along with anything going on in Italy, you would have seen the 5-star movement in the League Party coalition was having quite a bit of disagreements, and you ended up seeing that coalition break apart, which was weighing on this euro tremendously. And not only that, there was a lot of euro area slowdown that was continuing to push this euro down. So we were able to play that on the spot FX, but we also did an options contract on the euro futures as well. So there's a lot of markets that you guys can play these fundamental events in. So to quickly kind of jump into the charts and show you guys how we were building a position and how we were actually managing the volatility around that, this is where we're going to be able to see that on this chart. All right, so our first position was around this $1.12 on this EURUSD. And once we got a break of the low, we were actually able to start mitigating losses on that first position. Now the thing is, guys, when you guys are building a position and you guys are expecting a longer term flow to the downside, you guys don't want to keep such tight stops. You want to be able to have room for that market to run. And the reason being is, eventually you may get a retracement in such a large downside move. Eventually it's going to make a retracement. And if you would have had that same bias intact, you would have seen that this EURUSD had quite a bit of a rally during this August 23rd. And that was, for us, was just another position that we were actually able to add right here. So we added our second position around this $11 and 40 pips. And once that started to break that low intraday, we started to see a little bit more consolidation. And that was where we actually added our third position on this EURUSD around that $10 and 75 pips. And then that's when we broke that 2019 low and ended up smashing our take profit. So these last two positions, guys, once we had this massive rally and we started to actually break past that, I was able to actually start bringing stops from that first position down to where that second position I added was entered. So that full first position is now fully in profit, and it's a risk-free trade, which is actually kind of hedging you against some of these other positions that you guys are adding. So you already have floating profit with this EURUSD. Now this third position, guys, the one at $1.10 and 72 pips, was where we started to actually break low. And then we were actually able to start managing on that second position, guys. So that second position, we were actually in profit when this thing started to break around this $1.10 or $1.10 and 50 pips. And then once we broke that 2019 low, guys, everything was in profit. And then we eventually just closed out at $1.09 and 70 pips. So that's that building up position for this EURUSD and how we were actively managing the volatility, guys. So just remember that when you're building a position, to remain or have your bias intact, and you're not going to get as whiplashed out or as maybe scared if you see something go against you. You're going to have that overall bias intact, which is going to give you more confidence to stay in that position. So guys, that was that EURUSD position that we were scaling into. If you guys want to see us building a position and scaling in more to these currencies in the months ahead, make sure you guys do subscribe and smash that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys on the next video. Happy Tuesday.